Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Hadeca Racing Team YouTube channel. Today, this is the first round of Hadeca International Porsche Cup, which will be held at the Circuito de Navarra. So, a little info for our championship. We will have 5-stage championship. The drivers will compete for €2,000 prize pool, and we will definitely know who will be the fastest one and who will grab the main prize is €100 to grab. For this championship, we have those tracks that you can see on your screen. The first round will be held at the Circuito de Navarra, the Spanish track, which is commonly known for the local Spanish tracks. And today we will have a Porsche Cup right at this track. So we are going into the qualifying. Today, the broadcast is being brought to you by Dominik Khoroshavin, one of the organizers of this championship, and Aleix, Ernesto, content director of Hadeca Racing.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone.
Welcome.
It's a pleasure to be here. Broadcasting the first race of the Hadeca International Porsche Cup, and it will be a really nice pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah, and it's a real big pleasure to have you also here. So we have started our qualifying session. On the left corner, you can see how the things are going right now. We have the leader of Alexander Spets, who is doing 140 and 0.4, and right behind him is his rival Oscar Piu, who is currently losing to him 2,000 seconds. And while we are starting our qualifying, while the people are starting to gather their lap times, Aleix, I would like to maybe briefly tell us about Hadeca, what is the main goal of this whole championship, of this whole sim racing community, what we are trying to achieve with this championship.
Yeah. For us, the Hadeca International Porsche Cup is more than just a sim racing competition. It's a platform to bring drivers of all skill levels into the Hadeca Sim Racing League community while pushing their limits in a highly competitive environment. So for us, we think that it's really interesting to push in all the ways in motorsport, and also sim racing. It's one of these really important points to work on. And for us, it's really honor to make this first event. It will be the first of many of them.
Right, you are correct. This is our first event that we have made, and we are quite surprised by the number of drivers that have registered in this championship. Right now we have approximately 80 drivers being registered to this race, and we were quite surprised with that. We even had to make pre-qualifying for this event, so only 60 drivers will compete today because iRacing server can fit only 60 drivers on this track, so we had to even limit the number of drivers that can take part in today's race. And right now I think have a full grid today, and as you can see by the number of drivers on the left, there are quite a lot of drivers today. And we have the best of the rest that have registered for today, so I think we are going to have quite competitive and I think quality racing today.
It's interesting, to be with a lot of sim racers today, and let's see what happens in the qualifying session.
Yes, so right now still Alexander Spets is leading the qualifying. He has improved his lap time. He is now leading with the 140.3. He's on the second place. Still there is car number 54, Oscar Piu. He's losing now 0.2 seconds. And very close to him, Albin Spets, only losing 0.5 tenths to him. So it's going to be quite close one, I think, by the end of this session. And lots of drivers, as you can see by the standings, quite a lot of drivers are doing very close to each other. We don't have a big gaps between the drivers. I mean, the biggest gap that we can see, it's only between first and second place. Then we can see that the gaps are really, really small. So every mistake counts. The drivers really need to make their lap times as good as possible.
Yeah. And what can you tell us, Dominik, about this track of Navarra? It's a good choice for the first round?
I think it's a great choice. First of all, this track is free for every iRacing user, so we've decided to make like the free track at the first round. So like everybody will get the possibility to join our league to race here. And this track, Navara, is quite, I wouldn't say it's quite complicated, but it's quite challenging. It has lots of like blind corners where you don't see the apex, where you really don't have things that you are watching while you're braking or while you're cornering into the corner. So you really have to go blind half of the track. And that's quite interesting and that's quite challenging about this track. So you really have to be really focused while you are driving. So right now we can see we have Kostek Solovey, who is currently going into the start-finish straight, and he will be going into the first corner, which is the most challenging here, because you brake while you are cornering, and that's quite complicated because it's very easy to lock up on these cars, because these cars do not have traction control, these cars do not have ABS. So you really have to manage your brake pressure being applied into the first corner without locking up. And that's really the biggest challenge of this track is the first corner. Then you have this corner that we are coming up through, that's like the third corner, and you have a really long corner, left corner, where you really are managing your balance of the car, you're balancing with the pedals. And yeah, lots of corners in this track are depend on how you balance the car, how you set up your car on the entry of this track. And that's quite, like, if you need to explain what Circuito de Navarra is about, it's all about how you set up your car at the entry.
Okay, interesting. And about the drivers, what kind of preparations do drivers usually do for a championship like this?
Oh, that's a really good question, because I think each driver has its own way of how he prepares for the race. Some drivers do only hot laps. Some drivers go train themselves with bots, and some drivers like they gather themselves together and they do like practice sessions where they are fighting each other. They are training how to fight on this track. So I think we will see quite a lot of different results and ways of how you are being prepared for this race, because as I said before, the grid is quite, I would say, we have a spin from Stanislav Ivanuk, but he managed to save the car. That's nice. Yeah, what I was trying to tell, that we have a really big difference between of the drivers. So lots of drivers here are really skilled people of iRacing, I would say. So like we have our top three, they are quite experienced and known guys in iRacing community. And we have also lots of people who are new to iRacing and who just bought and downloaded this car like on this week. So it would be quite interesting to see these differences. But right now we can see again to our table that the difference between drivers are really small. So there is no such big differences between the drivers. So this is going to be a really close race. We can see that, look, Paolo Denisenko on the fourth place. He has set the same lap time as Alex Noak on the third place. This is like blowing my mind. This is literally blowing my mind. Right now we have like the leader. Oh, no, not anymore. I was going to tell that Alexander Spets is like on its own league, having like half a second gap on the second driver, but no, Oscar managed to close the gap to 2/10, and we are probably going to have quite a close one. Now we can see Alexander is going for his fast run. He made a quite interesting trajectory out of the last corner to have a best exit out of it and to have a lot of speed around the first straight. And now we can see him approaching the first section of the corners, which is the most challenging one. So we can see the experienced driver taking this corner. I mean, he's taking those corners like it's very easy, but believe me, on these cars, this first corner is quite hard to manage, because once again, I will repeat that these cars, especially in iRacing, they don't have traction control system, they don't have ABS system, so you're really on your own, managing the balance of the car, managing your braking points, managing your braking pressure by your own. So no electronic helpers. are with you. So that's quite interesting one. So once again, I think we are going to see lots of kill here today. So let's see. We have only a minute left. So right now, drivers are finishing their lap times. So once the timer is 15 minutes, we are going to end our session. That's how iRacing works. And then, while we are finishing our laps, so let's take a look how Alexander is going to finish the lap. Yeah, he aborted his lap. That was a mistake from him. So while drivers are finishing their lap times, I would like to talk you through our schedule for today. So it's not going to be an ordinary race, like we finish the qualifying and we go straight into the race. No. Right now we will have 2 heats. One heat is for the drivers who are finished P1, P3, P5, P7, and so on. The second heat will be for drivers who finished P2, P4, P6, P8, and so on. And they will battle to enter the final race of today's race, which will be made from like top 40 drivers of this race. Only 15 drivers of each heat go through into the final. Then we will have the Consolation race where only 10 drivers will go into the final. So we are going to have today 4 races. And yeah, each Consolation race will be 15 minutes. Right now you can see the standings of the first qualifying of our championship. Alexander made a quite impressive qualifying with a lap time of 40.1. Oh, it's great. I'm so sorry. This is starting grid for grid 1. Yes, thanks for noticing me. Yeah, this is starting grid from heat 1. So like Alexander has made pole position in qualifying, so he will start P1. Felix Wötter, he will start from P2, but he managed to do qualifying on P3. So like this is the starting grid for the heat 1. The drivers that have made their qualifying session like P1, P3, P5, and so on. So we are having like I think less than a minute to form up to the grid, and we will be having a standing start. So that would be quite interesting to see how the drivers will manage their starting procedure. And yeah, a few minutes to start our first race. How excited you are, Aleix? Tell us.
I'm quite excited. So it's really interesting. And I have a question for you, Dominik. How do you think that with these 2,000 euros in prizes, how do you think that this motivates the drivers to push their limits in another way?
If I was a driver, I would be very motivated. I mean, like when you have this kind of motivation, like the material one, yes, financial one, you are definitely approach the championship in different way. So you are being more prepared, you have a motivation, you understand for what you compete for, and this brings a whole new level of preparation, and we are ready. It looks like that we are ready for our first start of heat 1. The drivers are ready. We're ready for the lights to come off, and the lights did come off. Good start from Alexander Spets. He made a quite impressive start. Look how fast he's going into the first corner. Everybody behind has made a clear start. No crashes. We're approaching turn 1. Look how much battle we have right now. Everybody is doing quite a clean start. That's quite nice to see. Yeah, no contacts from no one. That impressive. I'm impressed. Everybody is safe through the first sector. We have a bit of drive position change. Albin Spets has made 2 places. He is now P2. Jakob Olsen, he is now at the 7th place. He has gained 3 positions. And we have a first spinner, I think, Pierre Burzek. He has lost 7 positions. Something definitely happened to him. But overall, we had quite a clean start. That's quite nice. Impressive. I'm impressed.
Yeah, really clean this start of the first hit, and it's really nice to start like this the first hit today.
Yeah, and we are already seeing some battling. Like the main goal of this hit actually is just finish in top 15. So you don't receive any points for this race. So the main goal is just to go into the finals. But we are seeing that there are battles like to got into the P15. So I don't think that people that are driving P1, P2 or P3, they will battle hard. But no, I'm not correct. Look, it's Alex Nock. He is battling Felix Fotter for P3. They're going side by side into the first corner, and they will definitely battle. They're definitely on a run. Alex has a very great line down into the first corner, but no, it looks like they will still go side by side. Small contacts between two drivers, but they still manage to do it clean. And who is the leader of this group? I still don't understand. They're still going side by side. 3 corners to go, and now Simon De More, he is doing his run on Felix. Now these two drivers are going side by side, but not anymore. So that was quite a good battle between those fast drivers. And yeah, they still managed to do it quickly. Felix unfortunately has lost 2 places right now. And we have something going on. No, that's just iRacing stuff. Yeah, some drivers are being locked, so you are seeing them jumping around this standing. We have a spinner behind. Someone has spun. That's Thomas Buldra, I think. He has lost quite a lot of positions. That's quite unfortunate to him. And now we can see the battle between P12 and P13. That's Marcel Gutsche and Ben Geider, I think. They're battling their way through P12. And this is the main battle that we have to see. This is the battle for P16 or P15. Yeah, this is the main battle for P15. This is Dmitry Lukhanov versus Vladislav Stefanov. They are battling their way into the final right now. So this is the most important one. So this is the one that we have to spectate, because again, once the driver finishes in top 15 in this heat, he will straight go into the final and will compete for the points that will decide the standings to the championship. And we can see that Dmitry has made quite a big mistake. He's losing position to Stefanov, and now he's losing a position to, I think, no, I'm sorry, this is now he's losing position to Stefanov, and the previous position that was with Felipe Pena. So yeah, Dmitry unfortunately lost 2 places right now, and he will definitely have to come back what he has lost, because he was definitely faster in the qualifying than he is right now. So he's plenty of time to fix these problems that he has from the first laps. And right now we can see Denis Schwetz. He has some sort of problem because he's losing 4 positions right now. He was having quite a good run. He had managed to make a good qualifying, but unfortunately something happened to him, and he lost. And yeah, some of the drivers are lagging here today, so don't be scared of that. I think that's just some technical issues. I don't know from which side, from our side, from iRacing side. No idea, but yeah, these things can happen. So don't be surprised, and don't be scared.
And Dominik, in this first heat, how many of these drivers go to the final, the first 15?
First 15, yes, correct. First 15 of this final will go to the of this grid will go to the final, and the same one will apply to the second heat that we will have soon. So as I've mentioned, yeah, I think we don't see that much of the battle, because drivers that are driving in top 15, they understand that they don't have to battle a lot. Their main goal is just to survive this race. They have only 10 minutes left to go, so if they finish in the top 15, they are going straight into the finals, and then they will compete for the prize. So I think the biggest battle that we will have to see, and we will definitely see, is between Pedro Luis da Silva, that we are spectating right now. He has battled with Felipe Pena, who is pressure on him. And yeah, I think this is going to be quite interesting one, because I think battle for P1 would be much more, battle for P15 would be much more, I don't know how to say it, I mean much more heated, I don't know, much hotter, I don't know how to say that correctly, than the battle for podium, because once again people are competing for their way into the final. Right now we see that not that much of the drivers are having close battles, so we have like they are following each other, they are not pressure they don't have apply any pressure to each other, so they're just cruising down to the finish line. They understand that they do not have to push that much a lot, so I think, yeah, definitely we will be seeing by the end of this race a lot of battle in this group that we are seeing right now. Felipe Pena Gonzalez, Pedro Luis da Silva, Vladislav Stefanov, Dmitry Lukanov. These drivers will definitely give us some great battle by the end of this race, or maybe even now. We'll see. We'll see. Alexander Spets set the fastest lap of this race with 140.5. Impressive pace by this driver, and Albin Spets is doing quite good also. He's currently going. Oh, it's a mistake from Felix Wetter. He has lost place to Simon De Mori, unfortunately, and he has lost already 3 positions after the start of this race. And now we are seeing battle between Matvey Litvinov and Jakub Olsen. These drivers are battling their way through P7, and right behind them is Kostek Solovey. So I think it's going to be 3-driver battle soon. We'll see. But yeah, Matvey is currently taking a great pressure on his rival, and there is the overtake for P14. Pedro Luis da Silva versus Felipe Pena Gonzalez. The drivers are going side by side. Now they are going into the hard braking point, and we will see who will be the leader of this battle. Looks like Felipe Pena Gonzalez is doing quite nice in this battle, and right now behind Luis da Silva there is Dmitry Lukanov, who is putting pressure on him, and this is the battle for going into the final. So I think that Lukanov needs to put a lot of pressure right now on da Silva, so he can make a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Vladislav Stefanov. I made a mistake. I'm so sorry. Those guys have almost a similar livery of the car. Both are red and white, red and black. So yeah, I made a mistake. This is Vladislav Stefanov, who is now pressurizing on Pedro Luis da Silva, a Bulgarian. Oh, yo. Dmitry Lukanov unfortunately takes his rival out, and that would definitely be a protest from Vladislav. You can take a replay on that incident. That was a really serious mistake by Dmitry Lukanov. The number 5 car locked up, or no, he missed his braking point. He just missed his braking point, unfortunately, and took out his rival. And that was actually the battle for P16. And yeah, now Pedro Luis da Silva, who is currently driving on P15, I think he has a bit time to relax, because it's like almost 3 seconds between him and Dmitry Lukanov, who is currently on P16. So yeah, I think that's quite good news for Pedro, but a really bad news for Dmitry Lukanov. We are already at the finish of this race. Almost 5 minutes left of heat 1. We don't really see much of the battle in the top 10. I think the drivers, like the way they started this race, they are still going, except Felix, who had made some mistakes and lost some places. But overall, top 10 is going quite stable. They are just following each other. They don't have that much of the battles between each other. So yeah, I don't think that we will see much from them, but right now Denis Švec is putting pressure on Jorge Sanchez, and I think that it's quite important for Denis to overtake Jorge with the battle for P9. We'll see, but yeah, I think this is the closest battle that we can see right now in the top 10. You can see actually quite a lot of cars are putting pressure on Jorge. So yeah, I think probably we will see some sort of battle. And yeah, right now we can see the move. That was I think Matvey Litvinov. Yeah, this is Matvey Litvinov. He is putting pressure on Jakub Olsen, the number 129 car. So yeah, I was just talking that like in top 10 we don't have that much of the battles, and here we go. This is the battle for P7. Matvey is really close on Jakub. He's like glued to his rear bumper, and I think soon we will have more of the tries from the Litvinov. Right now he has made a small mistake coming to the back straight, and it's a bit of time to relax for Jakub, but again, once again in the turn 1 we might see one more time from Litvey to do a an attempt to overtake Jakub for P7. Actually, it's quite. I would not say like very smart to gain a lot of position in heats, but the higher you finish in this heat, the higher you will start in the main race. So like whoever finishes this race on P1 will start the feature race on P1. Whoever finishes this race on P2 will start feature race on P3. Yeah, so yeah, that's quite complicated system here in iRacing. So yeah, because that's the way it works. But yeah, look how Litvinov close to Jakub. So maybe one more time from Litvinov in turn 1, but I think that it's quite far away compared to the previous lap. Yeah, we won't see any kind of attempts going into the first corner. And the only battle that we can see right now that is the most close one, it's between P18 and P19. Ooh, Shannon Fever has made a mistake going into the first corner, and he has lost place to Nazary Prokopov. Unfortunately, or that was a mistake. No, that was a mistake by Nazary Prokopov. I'm sorry. That was a mistake by Nazary Prokopov, who was battling with Vladislav Stefanov. He has made a mistake coming into the first corner. He has locked up his tires, and yeah, that was the battle between two drivers. And unfortunately for Nazary, this battle did not end well. And right now, he's been pressured by Shannon Fever, the guy who's running on P19, and he's going for a move. Ooh, that's quite interesting place to overtake, actually. A bit unexpected, and yeah, we can see that that move from Shannon was quite optimistic, and he has lost on it more than he gained on it. Right behind him, it's Max Engström, who was trying to put pressure on both of the drivers. He almost made a mistake on the braking and almost clipped the rear end of the Shannon. But yeah, that's quite interesting battle between these three drivers. So let's see how this battle will end. Right now, it's quite a challenge for Nazary to defend from those two drivers. All he needs to do is just to be cool and cold. No mistakes from him right now. Ooh, that was really close from Shannon. Look, he almost clipped Nazary, but that was like no contact from them. That was really great management on braking by Shannon Fever, and right now we will definitely see some sort of move into the first corner. Shannon Fever versus Nazary Prokopov, and yeah, Nazary just letting him through, I think. Yeah, you understand that this line that he took, ooh, that's quite close between Engström and Prokopov. They're going side by side now into the third corner, but Prokopov is still managing to be the leader in this group. But there is a counter-attack from Engström, and the position are the main. So we are back. Sorry for a bit of the delay. It looks like that we are on the last lap, and Alexander Spets is going for this final corner of the heat number 1, and he is going to take a victory in this race, and he is going straight into the finals with Albin Spets on P2, Alex Nook on P3, Simon De Mori finishes P4, Felix Pötter finishes P5, Jakub Olsen managed to defend from Matvei Litvinov, he will finish P6. Matvei Litvinov finishes P7, Kostek Spilvey P8, Andrei Pozniakov is P9, Denis Shvets finishes on 10th position, Jorge Sanchez finishes P11th, Marcel Gutsche finishes on P12, Ben Gaider P13, Felipe Penna and Pedro Luis are the last one that will go straight into the finals, and the drivers that have not managed to finish in top 15 will go into the consolation race, where they will have one more time to make their way through into the finals. So, Aleix, that was the first race that for today and for our whole community. Just tell us about how do you feel about it?
Really good, no? The first hit of today, it was really interesting. As you said, the first 15 drivers doesn't fight a lot. So we had more fight with the 16 and 17, 18 position today, and really interesting. Let's see how it goes the next hit.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised how clean this race was. So I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting to have a pile up in this race, but we'll come back to that. Now we are having a starting grid for heat number 2. So it's Oscar Piu on pole position from Coanda Junior team. Julian Fernandez will start from P2, and Paulo Denisenko, the Ukrainian guy, will start from P3. And yeah, then you can see the whole grid. So I think this is going to be as interesting as hit number 1, and I hope that it will be as clean as hit number 1, because as I've mentioned before, I was really surprised by the way we had a clean race. Like we didn't have any pile-ups at the start. We didn't have some sort of serious mistakes by the drivers. So every driver took this race quite seriously, with full responsibility to what they are doing to the other, to what they are doing to everyone on the grid. And yeah, I'm just happy. So we are ready for hit number 2. The lights are off. We have a car into the pit lane, but we are going. The lights are off. It's a great start from Oscar, but I think Julian Fernandez has made a better start than him. Yeah, we are seeing that Oscar is defending already his first position. Behind them is already 3 white going to the first corner between 3 drivers. It's Denisenko versus Berenguel. Ooh, that's a mistake.
Ooh.
That's a mistake by Fernandez, I think. Oh, that's like 4 or 3 wide out of the exit to the first corner, and yeah, that's quite an impressive start. It's much more, I don't know, exciting and action-packed than the first one. We have like Fernandez is doing a lot of mistakes at the start. He missed
and a lot of overtakes too.
Yeah, definitely. This start is much more, I don't know, more aggressive than we have on the previous one. So, but still, no contact between the drivers, no contact between the top 20. So that I'm still quite impressed. We are seeing that Gilles Johnny, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly, guys. I think you understand me. He has made up 3 places at the start. Berenguel Javier has made 1 place, and Paulo Denisenko and Julian Fernandez has lost both with 2 places. And now we are having a battle for P10 between Clement Anglisanti and Nicolas Teritz. Nicolas managed to overtake Clement with the battle for P10. And then we had quite a big gap between P11 and P12 already, like 2 seconds between Orlen Penroux and Lucas Journet. So yeah, something definitely happened there between them at the back. But still,
We are also having a good fight with 26 and 25 position, Gleb Protasov and Pau Dinares. There are like really sound names here in Hadeca. Gleb Protasov is the son of Yuri Protasov, one of the founders of Hadeca Racing, and Pau Dinares is one of our chief mechanics on races. So we have a good battle here.
Nice. That's quite interesting information. Thank you, Aleix. Yeah. So like big honorable mention to the Gleb and to Po. These are one of the Hadeca Racing team members. So shout out to them. And yeah, someone from Red Bull has made a mistake. I'm not sure who that is. That Nicolas Barale. He has made some sort of mistake, and it's Oles Danilenko. He also had a mistake. Maybe something happened between 2 of these drivers. And right now we have a battle for P17. That's Alexander Radetsky and Enzo Lorenzato. And I think Josh Pavan there. I think something definitely happened to Alexander, because he's going quite slowly compared to the other drivers. Maybe he has some sort of damage to his car, and he's trying to recover his car into the pit lane. I don't know. This is the battle for P20 between 2 Ukrainians, Radetsky and Bunic. Actually, a nice livery from Bunic, like the classic Porsche 911 GT3 RS colors. They are suiting perfectly. Ooh, bit of a mistake between. Yeah, quite a mistake between Adam Sarkozy, who almost clipped the back of the Bunic. But yeah, let's come back to our leaders. Right now we have a battle for P3. It's Berenguel versus Fernandez. Fernandez is putting a big pressure on the back of the car of Berenguel, and I think we will definitely see a move down into the first corner. Julian now is inside. No, he's managed. Oh, yo, 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 yo.
No,
That's a serious
big
mistake,
mistake
actually.
there. Yeah.
And also some of the number 333, it's Jose Galilea, sorry. He also made a mistake, but he recovered much better than Fernandez. But Fernandez is still P11, so Fernandez is safe through into the finals. But still, that was definitely not the way he planned to go into the turn one. Yeah, that's a really not the risk that you need to take in the heat race, because once again you don't receive any points for this race. Your goal here is only to finish top 15 to go straight into the finals. I think Fernandez once again made a mistake. He's now P12. Something is really happening to him. I don't know. Maybe he's a bit frustrated about what happened to him in the turn one. But let's take a look at his onboard. So he's braking. And he has locked up. Yeah, that was a lock up. I think the rear tires has locked, and he almost spun his car, but he managed to save it. But still, that's a really shame for him, because once again he started at the second place, and unfortunately right now he's driving at the 12th, and yeah, a really big shame. And we are coming back to our top 10, quite close. Something happened to Gleb Protaso, I think.
Oh, Gleb.
Let's take a look. Oi. Too much speed into the corner, and he had a spun. Unfortunately, right now Gleb is at P25, so right now he's not going into the finals, but he will have one more chance at Consolation race. So I think we'll definitely see more from Gleb. But yeah, a shame that this mistake it happened. Oi. That's Fernandez won again.
Mistake.
What happened to Julian?
Big crash.
What is going on? A guy who started P2. Too much speed. Oh, yo. I think something went wrong with his pedals. He was trying to brake, but the car did not brake at all, because we can see that his car was not stopping. So I think something did really happen to Fernandez, and unfortunately he's out, I think, of the session. Maybe he's even out from the race. That's a big shame. The driver who has started from P2 at this heat is out. Whoa, that's the most major crash we've seen so far at this race. But yeah, technical issues can happen also in sim racing, like your hardware can also fall off, same as in real life. And yeah, it looks like for Fernandez that his pedals unfortunately stopped working mid the race. So the only battle that we have in the top 5 is between Denisenko and Berenguel. Denisenko is putting quite a lot of pressure on Javier, and we will see how Javier will manage that, because yeah, the way Pablo is putting pressure on him is oi. This is the battle for P20 between Protasov.
Come on, Gleb, come on.
Look at the way those guys are battling for P20, and he now is trying to do a launch down into the first corner. That's a quite impressive overtake he made, actually. That was clean. That was, I think, 100% manageable, and he managed to gain 12th place here in the heat number 2. So once again, oh no, Gleb made a mistake. And will he lose the position to Serhiy Yanyuk? No, he manages actually to save this position. Interesting battle between those two Ukrainians who are battling their way through into the P20. And we can see that something happened to Jose Galilea, the driver who was driving, I think, at the P8. He has faced some problems, and he has dropped to P12, I think. Yeah, something definitely happened to him. Maybe he had a spin or something like that, unfortunately. But anyway, he's still in the top 15 group, so he's quite safe. But if he finishes P12, he will start a bit further into the final, and he will have work to do in the final race to gain position that he has lost here in hit number 2. So the only driver in top 10 is actually Pavlo Denisenko that has lost a position. And I'm sure that he can regain it, because once again he's putting a lot of pressure on Javier Benguel, the number 29 car. Oh, we can see now what happened with Jose Miguel Galea, the GT3 car. Looks like that he too early on the throttle, and unfortunately he spawned his car. Managed to return to the track safely, and now we are... Oh, no, that was a quite... 2 attempts to dive bomb into the corner from Pavlo Denisenko, but he decided not to. And he is still putting pressure on Javier. Actually, if I were on Pavlo place, let's see the main battle for this race. It's P15 between Jan Schüttler and Enzo Lorenzato. The drivers are going side by side into the braking point, and Enzo manages to defend 15th position, but no, Jan makes a second attempt of the overtake. Respectful drive from both of the drivers, and now Alexander Radetzky is close to them, so we will see 3 drivers battle their way through into the final, the last spot that they can reach them to the final. And now we are going for the move from Denisenko. Now Denisenko is going for it down into the first corner, and it looks like that he's managing to make it through. Yeah, that's a quite good run, quite a good attempt from Denisenko, and he is up to P3. Very impressive drive from Pavlo, a member of Ukrainian team Trident Motorsport, is up to P3. And now the battle for P15. Oh, someone spun. That's, I think, who that was. I think that was the lapped car. So no position gained for Jan, Enzo, and Alexander. I'm sure they would really like to gain something from that, but unfortunately that was the lapped car. So Jan and Alexander will have to make their way into the final. Enzo is now currently having a good run, so he's actually doing a bit faster than Jan and Alexander. So his task is right now just to keep pushing the way he is doing it right now. He's trying to defend. I think he's trying to break the slipstream line from Jan. And yeah, from Jan's perspective, he really needs to focus on the way he's approaching every corner in order to gain as much as possible from Enzo. Otherwise, he will have to complete in Consolation race. So I'm sure he want to take a break between the sessions. So yeah, we'll definitely see. Right now, it's Diana Perez who is defending, I think, from Konstantin Kirchev. But it looks like that their gap is not that close to have some sort of battle. But Denisenko and Ben Gurel continue to show some good fight between each other. Now it's Javier's turn to put pressure on Pavlo, and we will see how Pavlo will defend his position. He's the third position in the second hit. Oh, and there is the move from Radetzky on the Schüttler. Jan is defending his position, but I think the drivers are now need to focus not on their battle, but they really need to focus on the way how are they going to chase Enzo. Right now, this is the battle for P6. It's between Nicolas Telitz and Konstantin Kirchev. It looks like that Konstantin is taking an inside line, but they managed to save the position they had. No contacts were made between those two drivers, so everything is safe. Yeah, we definitely have a lot more action in hit number 2 than we had in the previous one. I mean, every corner we have some sort of battles. Every corner something is really happening. You are seeing a lot of battles here in top 15, in top 10. So yeah, the drivers are giving us a lot of to spectate. And that's quite impressive battles between the drivers. So yeah, now we will, I think, have a an attempt from Konstantin Kirchev to make a move on turn 1 on Nicholas, but I think, yeah, they are way too far between each other. It's like 4 tenths between them. So yeah, I don't think we'll see some sort of attempt into the turn 1 by Konstantin, but look the way he closes the gap. And now he needs to save this gap, exit from the corner, but look at the way Nicholas is close on Diana Perez. Diana right now is going into the 5th place, and I think she will, I don't know if she will defend her position, but I think, yeah, the drivers will definitely give us some great battle. I think that was a mistake. Yeah, that was a mistake from Nicholas, and he's losing position to Konstantin, actually. Very unfortunate for him, and I think that we are on the last lap of this race. So yeah, this is the last try. Nicholas is making a dive. He was trying to dive Konstantin into the corner, and he actually managed to do it quite safely. Will there be an attempt from Konstantin? No, Nicholas defends his position, but once again he made a mistake. And now the drivers are going side by side into this left 90-degree corner, and Nicholas is still in the lead, but will there be an attempt from Kirchev? Yes, there will be. Betelis crossed the line and has... Did he manage? No, he did not manage. He did not manage to save the position, and Oscar has won the heat number 2. The 54 driver has won the race. Julie Johnny has finished on 2nd place, and Pavlo Denisenko finished P3 in heat number 2. That's quite impressive run from Pavlo. Javier Benguel finishes P4. Diana Perez finishes P5. Nicolas Telitz finishes P6. Konstantin Kirchev finishes P7. Clement Angelsanti finishes P8, Aurélien Penroux finishes 9th, and Luca Journet closes the top 10. Cedric Angelsanti finishes P11, Jose Galilea finishes P12, Fedor Plakos finishes P13, Ali Aliyev finishes P14, and Enzo Lorenzanto finishes P15. So these drivers are going straight into the finals. And now we will see the consolation race where only 10 drivers will battle their way through into the final. Well, so far so good, no, Aleix?
Yeah. Really more aggressive than the first hit. We saw a lot of battles here and a lot of crashes and mistakes. So I think that the drivers were more with more pressure in this second hit, and let's see now in the consolation race, because I think that it will be everything, but we will see a lot of battles here too.
Yep. So we are waiting for all the drivers. Yeah, it looks like all the drivers have finished the race, and yeah, a few minute break, and now we will have the consolation race. So Stanislav Ivanyuk will start on pole position. Jan Schüttler will start from 2nd place. Vladislav Stefano will start this race from P3. Alexander Radetzky will start P4. Shannon Fever will start from P5. Kevin Messak will start 6th place. Nazari Prokopov will start from 7th. Paul Dinares will start 8th. Tomasz Buldra will start 9th. And Gleb Protasov will start this race on the 10th place. So if these drivers will finish the way they are starting, they are going into the final. But anyway, we are still going to have 30 drivers competing in this race. So I think this race will be the most action-packed, because I think now there is much more to lose, because now
exactly.
You have only...
For these drivers, it's like now or never.
Yeah, definitely, and you even have not top 15. You now have only top 10. So yeah, some of the drivers are not on the grid. Something happened to the drivers behind. Someone made a false start. That was Vladislav Stefanov. He launched it early, and yes, we are going, and already a crash between Radetzky and Shannon Fever. I think unfortunately those drivers didn't even manage to go into the first corner. Right now there is a battle between Stefanov and Schüttler, but Stefanov will definitely have a black flag for the false start of the race. Oi, how much action we have. Lots of drivers actually not on the grid. Something happened to him, I don't know. We have like almost 10 drivers did not start this race. And yeah, Stanislav Ivanyuk managed to be in the first place. Vladislav Stefanov is in second place. Lance Schüttler only lost one place. Nazary Prokopov managed to gain 3 places. Something is really happening, I think, between P1 and P2. It's now Stefanov. It's putting pressure on Ivanyuk. Ivanyuk is defending his line down to the back straight, and no attempt to overtake from Stefanov. So these drivers just need to hold their position, I think. They don't really need that much of the battle, because once again they will have 15 minutes to go. And yeah, this is something happened with Paul Garus. This is the battle between P13 and P14. Once again, these drivers are not competing for the final. We will only see top 10 battle their way, and right now the only battle that is being on the track in the top 10 is between P1 and P2. So Vladislav Stefanov, it looks like that Stefanov has made safe through his mistake on the start. It looks like that he won't get a penalty for that false start. Maybe iRacing did not count that was a false start. So yeah, let's take a look. Right now, that was quite a mistake from Stefanov. He almost made an off track going into the first corner, but he manages to save his car. Now we're having a battle between Danilo Holenok and Max Engström. This is the battle for P5, I think. Let's take a look what is going on. Yeah, Max is really putting a lot of pressure on Danilo right now. He's almost glued to his bumper, but he is not enough close to make a move further. Maybe right now when we go under the back straight. Oh, we have a battle. We are continuing to have a battle for P1. It's Stefanov versus Ivanyuk once more. This is the second attempt for Stefanov to make a move down the back straight, but right now behind them is already Jan Schüttler, so we will have 3 drivers battling their way into the first corner. They're still going quite close, and that Kirchev is going for it. Oh, yeah, sorry, Stefanov is going for it. Stefanov is going for it, and he has done it. I think, yeah, he manages to gain first place, and Schüttler is already putting pressure on Ivanyuk. Ivanyuk is really losing a lot right now. He needs to defend like a lion, because yeah, it's a really big shame when you're starting P1 and then you start to lose. No, Stefanov has been given a penalty. So Stefanov, unfortunately, his mistake on the start. There is an attempt to overtake by Sarkozy. I think that's Adam. Yeah, and he is battling. Who is it? It's quite a lot of cars going side by side. Now it's again Ivanyuk battling for the lead.
We have now Pau in 10th position, one of the mechanics of Hadeca Racing. He's in the final right now.
Nice one from Pau. He's actually putting pressure on Aleix Danilenko for P9. So Nazary Prokopov. Nazary Prokopov has spun. The driver who was driving at the top 10, unfortunately, he has spun, and that's quite. This is the mistake that's going to cost him a lot. I'm sure that this is going to cost him a lot. He has dropped down to P15, and he's losing. Almost 10 seconds. Yeah, that's a big shame for this driver. And we are still continuing to have battle for P1. Wow, the Consolation race is giving us the best race so far. The drivers are swapping their positions like crazy. I even don't know who will finish this race on the first, on the second, and third place. Right now, Engström and Holenok, they are going side by side. This is quite an impressive run by those 2 pilots. Engström is. That was quite close. From him. But he will have a second attempt. Great defend from Holenok. Great defend from him. He is defending his third position. And actually, Holenok and Ivanyuk, I think they are teammates. So it's like, I think maybe we will see some sort of teamwork. Sarkozy is going into the pits. What is happening? Maybe he had also a false start, like Stefanov had. I don't know. But unfortunately, Adam Sarkozy won't be finishing this race in top 10 in case something major will happen. And yeah, so you can see that Hadeca mechanic Paul Dinares is up to P7. Impressive run. he has quite a lot of distance in front of him, so I think he will be now defending his position from Nicolas Barale and Sergei Soroka. Look how close they are. So Alexander Radexi, actually the driver who was involved in the starting pile-up, he is already in the top 10. So he has managed to regain all those positions that he has lost from the start. And yeah, we had quite a lot of drivers who are already out of this race. Now we are seeing Stefanov. This is the replay. I think he has made a mistake. Oh, yes. He has made a mistake. He lost his car. And yeah, what a shame for Vladislav, because he was doing quite a good run, but unfortunately he had made a false start, launched the car too quickly, and he had to serve a penalty in the pits. Okay, so what we are having. Oh, actually Gleb Protasov is back on the track. I think Gleb just did not started this race. He started from the pits. Yeah, I think like we had 2 or 3 cars that were not present on the starting grid, and I'm sure Gleb was one of them. So that's a really big shame from him, because once again he was starting P10. He had all the chances to. Aleix Danilenko has been dead. Ay. The driver who was doing quite okay in the top 10, unfortunately has spun out of the last corner, and he is right now on the P15. Stas Ivanyuk, our race leader, has made a mistake. Oh no, he was driving the second place, but he has made a mistake, unfortunately. Let's take a look what happened to him. I think he has lost the car on the braking. Yeah, he locked up. Ay. And he has managed to have a contact between him and his teammate. Oy. Danilo Golenok, his teammate, is right now on the 3rd place. Stanislav is P6, but yeah, what a shame for this driver. I think he has started from pole position, and yeah, he has just lost it. He has just lost it at the first corner. But he's still safe through the final. He has quite a nice gap behind him, so I think his goal will be just to safely finish this race. Because he has already lost quite a lot here. Now it's the battle between P15 and P16. Unfortunately, guys, you have to battle for P10 in order to go into the finals. But yeah, Sergei Yanyuk has managed to overtake Aleix Danilenko, and yeah, he's doing quite good. Oh, Red Bull driver Nicolas Barale, he had mistake. He is now P9. Yeah, something happened to him at the exit of the penultimate corner. I think he stepped on the gas too early and lost the car. But yeah, he is safe. Now it's the battle between the 2 teammates, Denny Pro and Anton Ivashchenko. These are the drivers. Look, they decided to swap position, I think. They have decided to swap position. Denny Pro is up to P4 and Anton is down to the P5. And Alexander Radetsky made a move on Nicolas Barale, and he has finished he has moved up to P9. So yeah, that's quite a good regain of the positions from Radetsky. He is now quite safe, much safer than he was on P9. Now it's Ivanyuk, who is trying to gain the position that he has lost. Now he's battling with Ivashchenko. We had a lot of scene actually going at this back straight, a lot of overtaking maneuvers, a lot of attempts, and now we are seeing Ivanyuk trying to regain his place, and he has done it quite successfully. So he is up to P5, and Ivashchenko has lost 2 places at the 1 lap. But I think, once again, he definitely led through his teammate Denny Pro, but I'm sure letting through Ivanyuk was not in his plans. I think he's starting to put pressure on Ivanyuk. I think we will see some of the moves from Anton, definitely. But let's see, we have less than 5 minutes left into this race, so a lot can happen, as we have seen so far. this race is the most action-packed that we have seen. Lots of spins, lots of contacts, lots of crashes. So yeah, I'm sure that we are not done with the action for this race. The closest battle in the top 10 is now between, I think, Ivashenko. Ivashenko has made a mistake, and it's the contact between Paul and Ares. Unfortunately, Paul has spun. He has to rejoin the track safely. I think he has managed to do it, but he is down to P10. I mean, he's still safe, but that was quite an unfortunate mistake. It was Ivashenko who first made a mistake down to the first corner, and Paul tried to go down the inside, but Paul actually also made a mistake, and yeah, both drivers made a mistake, and that was just wrong place, wrong time, I think. But yeah, no serious and major contacts to both of the cars, and they are definitely through the final as it states right now. And I think we are going to have a battle for P1 soon. It's a Schuttler between Engström. Look how Max is close actually on Jan, so I think yeah, we'll definitely have some sort of battle between the top two. Look, actually Max has gained 13 positions at this race. He has gained the most from every other driver on the grid, so I think yeah, Max is quite happy with the way he's doing this race right now, and I'm sure he will finish his deal and will try to finish at the P1. Because yeah, we're seeing that he's almost even more than half a lap is quicker, half a second quicker per lap. And I think we'll soon have some sort of attempt for Max, or he will decide to finish the way it is, because once again P1 and P2 is quite safe for both the drivers. And now Danny Pro is putting pressure on Danilo Holenok. We have two battles at the podium. That was quite close to the contact between Danny Pro and Holenok, but both drivers are safe, and we will have more attempts from Pro till the finish of this race. Now it's Adam Sarkozy, the driver, who has served a drive-through penalty. He is now actually battling his way into the final between Paul Dinares. And Paul has made a mistake, unfortunately, and now Adam has lots of space to make a move down to this corner on the braking, but it looks like that he don't have any much space left, and yeah, he will definitely try one more time into the next corners, but Paul Dinares needs to defend like a lion right now, because once again this is the last position that will go into the final, and this is the main one from the whole of the grid is to finish P10, so we'll definitely need to take a look on that. Something happened with Danny Pro. I think he has spun in the car. Or maybe he had a contact because his car is a bit damaged. I don't know. I think we will have a replay, maybe. But definitely something happened to this driver. He has lost two positions to Ivanuk and Ivashenko, and right now he is being overtaken by Sergei Soroka. Yeah, I think Sergei will definitely be in the lead down to the first corner. Yeah, even before the braking. But no, actually Danny Pro is trying to counterattack him. Drivers will go side by side into the first corner, and it's better line actually here for Sergei Soroka, who had managed to overtake Danny Pro for the 6th place. And we are back to our leaders. They are actually on the final lap of this race right now. So it's Schuttler between Engström. Schuttler is defending his position. He really needs and he really wants to finish this race on first position. That was quite a good defensive line from him. Look at the way he has managed to pull the gap. Oh, something happened to Adam Sarkozy. I think he has spun, and Radetzky and Stefano is up. That was quite an unsafe rejoin to the optimal line. And yeah, we are back to our leaders. Schuttler between Engström. 2 corners left to the finish of this consolation race, and it looks like that Jan Schuttler is going to win it. Yeah, or no? No, it's Jan Schüttler to win Consolation race. Max Engström, very great run from him. P13 position gained, and yeah, that's a finish for these two drivers. Danilo Volonok finishes Consolation race on P3. Stanislav Ivanuk finishes P4. Anton Ivashchenko is on P6. Sergei Soroka P5, Sergei Soroka P6, Danny Pro 7th, Kevin Messak is 8th, Paul Dinares is P9, Alexander Radeitsky, actually he has made a run on the last corner, he is P10 and he is going into the final. That was the last driver that is going to the final. Unfortunately, all other drivers are not through. Wow. Yeah, that was definitely a lot of things going on between the drivers in this race. I mean,
yeah,
wow.
I think the most exciting race that we saw today, at least right now. I don't know if the final goes like this one. It will be really fun.
I think we'll definitely have a lot of action in the final because now the drivers that will drive like in the top 5, top 3, top 10, they will definitely now understand that what they are competing for. And look what is going on at the track. It's the rain. It's the rain for the final. So right now the drivers will have 7-minute warm-up. They will have some time to prepare themselves for the rain. But yeah, as we have mentioned to the drivers and to all other people from the community, we are having forecasted weather. So the weather is being generated by iRacing, so we are not in the control of the weather at all. And yeah, iRacing gods, don't know how to say it, they decided that we will have heat and consolation races going in dry, and the final race will be wet. So yeah, right now we will have a small break between the sessions. I will take personally a small break for 1 minute to make my things. Aleix, so if you have something to tell just briefly, feel free to go. I will come back just in a few minutes.
Okay, see you now.
And we are back. I am back. We are having still we are having a warm up. I think that would be quite interesting to see what we are having at the standings right now between the lap times and the drivers, because once again I think they were preparing most of them for the dry race, but unfortunately, maybe unfortunately for them, maybe fortunate for some other drivers, but we will definitely have a wet race. And now drivers have only 7 minutes to get their lap times, to feel the car, to feel the track, to understand where are the best spots to drive here, what is the most optimal line here. We are having an onboard from Jorge Sanchez, who is taking actually quite a lot of curbs in the inside, so he has quite an interesting strategy. So he is taking some wide lines, then in some corners, rather than going the white line, he is taking the inside curve in order to help him to rotate the car. Now we are seeing Albin Spets. He's actually battling, I think, someone here in warm-up, but we also can see how he manages to ride this car around this wet track. So far, only 2 drivers have set their lap times. It's Alexander Spets and Oscar Pugh. They are half a second. They've been separated by half a second. So Alexander is doing quite a good run right now. I think we are having maybe a favorite for our today's race. We'll see. But yeah, look the way Alexander is driving. He's really pushing a lot his Porsche 911. He's taking quite an aggressive lines. He's using a lot of the curves. He's using all of the tracks that is being given to him. So yeah, we can definitely see the way this quick driver approaches those wet lines. Yeah, as you can see, he is not braking on the optimal line in order not to brake on the rubber part of the track. So he needs to brake closely to the center. Maybe in some corners he will need to stick to the optimal line. But yeah, your task when you're driving at the wet is to drive as less as possible on the dry line, because you have a rubber that is being stick to the asphalt, and when it's wet it's getting very, very slippery. So you need to find those clear spots of dry, let's say, track, and yeah, in those part of the tracks there will be much more grip compared to the optimal drive line. So we have a minute left, and right now we've seen that Oscar was actually trying to train his start at the wet. I'm sure he is finding his best bite point for the start, because as you saw that we are having standing start, but standing start in dry is one thing, standing start in wet is the other thing, and I'm sure some of the drivers will have some struggle. I don't know. I don't want this to happen, but the risk is much higher. So far, actually, look at the lap time of Konstantin Kirchev. I don't think he was that close to the leaders when the track was dry, and now he's only losing 1/10 to a... Oh no, I'm sorry, he's losing more than half a second to a second lap, so to a second place. So it looks like that the top 2 is in their league on their own, and from P3 down to the P29 would be much closer racing. We will see. Our warm-up is almost finished. We are waiting.
And Dominik, how do you think that the strategies of these drivers will change with these weather conditions? I think that a lot, no?
Well, you need to be much more careful, definitely. So you're not anymore in the position where you are confident. I'm sure that every driver that will be on the grid today, right now, he is not 100% confident in himself. The drivers, I mean, I'm pretty sure that some of the drivers, like down in the top 30 or even 40, some of them are doing much more better in the wet than in the dry. So I think we will see some of the drivers make their way through like more than 12 position gains today, definitely. Because as we have seen from the practice server, some of the drivers that were quick in the dry, they did not manage to get their lap times in the wet. So I think a lot of things will change right now. For the leaders, I think they just need to be chill and calm. They are not need to push. There is a lot of chance them to make a mistake, to spawn. That's really not the way what they want. And we are ready. We're ready for the first start, for the first final of the Hadeca International Porsche Cup Championship. We are ready. We are going. Alexander Spets versus Oscar Pugh. Alexander manages to make a much better start than Oscar. Albin Spets is right behind Oscar, and these guys are already taking single file. Or no, No, that was a quite interesting attempt from Oscar to make his way to the first corner. Alexander Spets made a mistake. I think Alexander, yeah, he did make a mistake, and Oscar is up to P1. So Alexander has lost the place. Now we have a lead change already at the first corner. Wow, 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 wow. That's going to be quite interesting. Further we go. Right now we have a battle between P4, I think that's Alex Nope and Jill Johnny. It looks like, yeah, Jill is defending his position from Alex. Yeah, what an interesting tank we have, but so far so clean. None of the drivers had some of the problems, but yeah, there they are. Some of the drivers has spun, something really happened, and Alexander and Oscar are going side by side in the back straight. They're touching even. Oi, oi, oi. But right now we are, yeah, Oscar, I think, no. I thought that Spets has made it, but no, it looks like that Oscar is still trying to put pressure on him. Right now it's much more better line for Oscar, and I think he will go down the inside. Yes, he is going down the inside, and he, oi, oi, oi. These drivers are doing quite an aggressive run on each other. And look the way they are swapping and changing position. That's a really masterclass from both of these drivers. We are seeing really, really close and quite saturated fight between both of these drivers. And yeah, it looks like that we will finish the first lap with Oscar leading this race. And that's a mistake. That's a mistake from Pavlo Densenko. I think Pavlo Densenko has spun. He did spun, he has lost his car, and he lost quite a lot of positions, 6 positions lost from his starting position, and now it's the battle between teammates. I think it's Johnny and Spets. It looks like that Spets is staying on his third position, but no, it's actually both teammates are putting pressure on each other, and yep. It looks like the Johnny has made it through, so he is up to P3, and Spets, Albin Spets is down to P4. Yeah, that's actually quite complicated and quite difficult start for both of the Spets drivers. They both lost their position from the start. And that's actually quite good news for us, for the spectators. We have a massive pile up. I think Denisenko was involved, Pozniakov was involved, and also Kirchev was involved. Those 3 drivers definitely had a big shunt. There we can see Pozniakov going slowly into the grass. Something definitely happened to him. Let's take a look on the replay. So it's Pozniakov going down to the P4. That was Kirchev that made a move on him, and oi. Pozniakov and Kirchev made the contact, and Pozniakov collected Kirchev. What a shame for Denisenko. Actually, he had a great hit number 1, but unfortunately he has lost a lot of position due to his mistake, and now he had a contact with Kirchev. So yeah, that was quite a complicated start for him, but he's still managing to drive. I think he's safe. I think his car has not survived he has not severed that much of the damage. We'll take a look. Now we have a fight between Diana Perez and Simone De Mori. I think, yeah, it is. They are battling for P7, and then something happened to Albin Spets. Yeah, Albin Spets and Johnny, they have lost a lot of position. It looks like the teammates have collected each other. Let's take a look on the replay. So it's Spets on the 4th place. He's going down to the AstroTurf. Oh my god, that's not the thing that you want to see between the teammates. So Spets took a green surface that was much more slippery than the asphalt, and he has lost the car, and he collected his teammate, which puts Aleix Nog and Felix Fötter up in the order. So Aleix is now on the 3rd place, Felix is P4, and yeah, that was a big shame for those 2 teammates. I'm sure they will recover from this incident, because that was not a big damage for both of the cars, but still, that's not the thing that you want to happen with your teammate. Now we're looking at the battle for P18. That's Kostek Solovier, Andriy Pozniakov. No, that's Kostek Solovier, Fedir Plakos, and I think that was Clement Angel Santi. Yeah, it is. And look how much drivers battling their way through up to P18. So that's quite a nice group. There is also Ben Geider and Marcel Gutsche involved. Right now it's Kostek Solovey who's trying to make a move on the outside, and Clement and Kostek, they both made a mistake, and also they have touched with Ben Glider. Lots of action going on here between the top 20. Marcel Gutsche has made a move on Ben Geider, I think, and he has made it successfully. And right now in this group, Fedor Plakos is leading in this group. Right behind, we have a battle for P30. I think that's Radetzky and I think that's Engström. Correct. Yeah, these are the drivers that they are battling for P30. Radetzky has much better line rather than Max. Something happened to Clement. What a shame this lap for him. I think he has lost it, or maybe he had contact, because that was quite a not common space to have a mistake, and he has stopped. Clement Negresanti is out of this race, unfortunately, as Marcel Gutsche. I think both these two drivers, I think something happened between them. Let's take a look. No, that was Fedor Plakos, who has lost his car. Then he collected Clement, and Clement went into the Marcel Gutsche. So in this contact, three cars made the contact, and unfortunately 2 drivers are out of this race. So we already have 6 drivers out of this race. It's only 4th lap, and we already having a lot of DNFs. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of action going on. I think something happened to Alexander Spets, because he is right now on the 3rd place. Definitely something happened to him, because his rival Oscar is 5 seconds ahead of P2, and Aleix is up to P2. So yeah, we are waiting for the replay to see what happened to Alexander. Let's take a look. Is it the same mistake that we've seen from Albin Spets? Let's take a look. It is actually. But this time Oscar is lucky that Alexander Spets did not collect him. Great rejoin from Alexander, and yeah, a big shame for him. The same mistake that we have seen already, going and braking on the AstroTurf, made the driver lose the control of his car. Wow! Only 7-8 minutes of this race, and there is a lot of action going on. Now it's Gilles Jauny is trying to make a move on Felix Futter, and it looks like that Gilles has made it. Yeah, it looks like that he does. Yeah. So Gilles is up to P4, to the position where he started, and actually a good couple of places gained from Felix. He has gained 4th position here in this race so far. So yeah, we'll definitely come back to this driver. Now it's battle between Javier Berenguel and I think that's Simon de Mori. Yeah, it is. And Simon was battling between Diana Perez a while ago, but right now he is dropping the pace, and he's losing already 2 positions lost. Now he has lost position to Nicolas Tellis, so maybe he has some damage, I don't know. But something definitely happened to this driver, and right now we are seeing Pavlo Denisenko making move on Konstantin Kirchev. That's not a good place where you want to brake your car. Pavlo Denisenko is braking on the optimal rubber line, but he has managed to control his car. And yeah, that definitely won't be an attempt to overtake. Pavlo is really trying hard to regain those positions that he has lost, unfortunately, due his spin. And it looks like that we are going to have a quite interesting battle between 5 cars. This is the battle for P2. Alexander Spets is right now putting a lot of pressure on Aleix, and he made a move into the last corner, and that was quite a successful move. But I'm sure that number 3 driver will try to, he will definitely try to counter-attack him. And it's car number 24, Gilles Jauny, who is quite close to this group. And I'm sure that we'll see something more from this experience and fast drivers. I think Aleix made a mistake. Yeah, he does. And Gilles Jauny is up to P3. So it's 2 positions lost in 2 corners, or maybe 3 corners for car number 3 driver. very unfortunate things going on for him, but Alexander Spets has managed to regain what he had lost, and his task is right now to close the gap to Oscar, who is currently have quite a comfortable lead with 6.5 seconds being in the lead. So yeah, we'll definitely come back to this group, and right now it's Felix Futter that is putting pressure on Aleix. Aleix is defending his position. I don't think that we'll see that much of the action right now, but there was a contact. There was definitely a contact between the drivers, but not a serious contact. And now Denisenko is putting pressure on Kirchev. This is the battle for P11 between Ukrainian and Bulgarian. Konstantin is right now in much more ideal line, but there is Simon De Mori, who is not letting Konstantin to break the way he wants. Oh, that was a bit slight contact between those two drivers, and it looks like that Konstantin is in a better position than Pavlo Denisenko, and already Matvei Litvinov joined this battle. So this is the battle between two Ukrainians and one Bulgarian, so that's quite an interesting one to see. Oscar has managed to set the fastest lap time of this race. Matvei Litvinov, unfortunately, he has touched this white line, the AstroTurf. Fortunately for him and for Pavlo Denisenko, he didn't. It's Gilles Jani right now that is putting pressure on Alexander Spets. There was quite a contact between both of them, but fortunately for both of the drivers, they are safely through. Right now it's a battle between Futter, Spets and Nok. Side by side going to the fourth corner. That's quite an impressive. Lots of side by side action here today. Lots of things going on. We are not even we don't even focus that much on one group of the drivers, because every time something is definitely going on. I think there is battle between Kirchev and Simon De Mori. Yeah, we can see on the lap time that they are swapping positions, and Aleix it looks like that he made a small mistake, and no, that was a planned line, and Albin Spets almost got him, but it looks like that Aleix is going to defend his line, but unfortunately he has lost some of the time to Felix Futter. Wow, lots of things going on between the top 5. I would say between top 6. Now it's the battle between Andriy Poznyakov and Kostek Solovey. But it looks like that both of the drivers are doing quite okay. Simon De Mori, look how much battle we have right now for P10. It's Kirchev, Denisenko, De Mori, Litvinov, Galilea. It's 6 drivers. 6 drivers right now are battling for P10. Litvinov is making a move on De Mori, and he manages to spin Denisenko. That's the second time Litvinov has made this mistake. First time that was no serious contact between him and Denisenko, but right now he unfortunately has managed to pick Denisenko, and he spun him. Wow. I'm shocked how much things is going on right now. I mean, every corner we have battle, every corner we have contacts, every corner someone is going off. I mean, look, Andriy Poznyakov making a move on Kostek Solovey. I think this is the time that we can have a bit of chill time. And Aleix, I want to ask you just how do you feel right now?
Really excited. This first round of this Porsche International Cup, it was really interesting. What we are seeing today, it's a really good level of our sim racers, and it's really exciting to be here sharing it with you, because you're a really good broadcaster, and I'm enjoying a lot.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we are trying our best. Our drivers are definitely trying their best. They are definitely going for it 200%. They are giving more than 100% definitely today. Right now it's battle for P11. I think Simon De Mori is struggling a lot in this race. Oh, that was quite an interesting move from him. And Matvey Litvinov is now making a move on Jose Galilea. Yeah, what I was trying to say that Simon De Mori, I think he started well. He had quite a good pace in first, I think, 4 or 5 minutes of this race, but then suddenly his pace started to drop quickly, and now we can see De Mori train that is being formed for quite a long time. So yeah, that's definitely something is going on with him and with his pace. I think Spets has made the move on Aleix. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think, yeah, Spets is up to P5. So he is trying to close the gap, and right now it's Galilea versus De Mori. Wow, these two drivers, the Spaniard and I think the Italian, Simon De Mori. I might be wrong, but I think it's the battle between the Spaniard and between the Italian. And the two Ukrainians are right behind them, and it looks like that Jose Miguel Galilea has definitely made it through, but ooh, that was quite close. Look from the rear bumper of the Galilea how close De Mori is right behind him, but oh, much better launch, much better grip Galilea has, and yeah, I think he is definitely safe through. So now De Mori will have to defend from Litvinov and from Felipe Pen. I think something, or that was, no, I think that was a lapped car. That was the battle for P16. It's Pozniakov making a move on Jakub Olsen. Yeah, and yeah, Pozniakov has made it quite confident. I think that was slight contact between two of these drivers. I think he, oh, no, it's okay. I thought that was some technical issues for Pozniakov. He definitely has some issues, but he's still managing to be on the server. So everything is fine for him. And now it's moved from Kostek Solovier on Jakub. Quite a good attempt. And yeah, it looks like the Kostek has made it through. I think that, yeah, there will definitely a counterattack from Jakub. The drivers are exiting the last corner and they will be going. I thought that we were going to be side by side onto the first corner, but no. Looks like that Kostek has made it through. Jakub is right behind him, so maybe we will see some sort of attempt to go into the first corner. No, it looks like that Kostek has made it through. Oh no, I was mistaken. Yeah. Okay, so Jakub Olsen actually has overtook. He has managed to regain the position he has lost to Kostek Solovey. And Kostek is not waiting. He is already trying to continue to put pressure on Olsen. And we are being brought back to the Simon De Mori battle, the way he is defending from all the drivers that are pushing on him. So it's Matvey Litvinov now turn to make a move on Simon. I don't know what happened to Simon. Maybe he is struggling to drive in the wet. Maybe he has damage to his car, but it's definitely something wrong with his pace here. Right now it is Pozniakov that has made a move on Felipe Pena. Maybe Pena made a mistake, I don't know. Ooh, Spets and Nok are out? Or that was a timing mistake? No, it looks like they are both going into the pits. Okay. I think that they surpassed the incident limit that you can have. Yeah, it looks like that they're made in drive-through. Yeah, that's definitely they breached the limit of 17 incident points that you can have. And yeah, Spets and Nok are down to the P9 and P10. Indiana Perez actually and Javier Benguel has won from this battle. They are up to P5 and P6. So, and we also, it's Jose Galilea who is out of the pits also. So 3 drivers in one lap has surpassed this incident limit of 17 points. And it looks like that also, I think Marcel Gutsche, he also had to serve a drive-through penalty. So yeah, every 17. So the first 17 incident points that you receive, you need to serve a drive-through, and then every 5 incident points, you will also have to serve a drive-through. So that's quite strict rules. But once again, I mean, rules are rules. Everybody in the same conditions, and right now we have Denisenko trying to make a move on Simon Demore. Denisenko tried to cross the line, but I think that it was not ideal line to make. Now it's battle for P7, I think. That's Kirchev and Nicolas Telitz. And right in front of them is Javier Benguel. Ooh, that's a 3-driver battle for P16. That's Kostek Solovier, Jakub Olsen, and Jose Galilea, who's launched a rocket ship, managed actually to save the car and to be on the track. And now Olsen is trying to counterattack him, but it looks like that he did not make it. And now it's Denisenko making a move on Simone Demore into the final corner. Much better line for Denisenko, and it looks like that he is through. Yes, that was kind of a good move for Denisenko, but I'm sure he will have to defend one more time because he is now being chased very closely by Simon Demore, and actually Denisenko decided not to close the gap into the first corner, but a bit later braking move, and he has managed to save his position. So that was quite a good battle between Denisenko and Demore. More cars to serve the penalty. Oh my god. I think Galilea has served twice the penalty already. So did he make 5 incident points in 1 lap? I don't know, but that was Galilea, and I think that was Jakub Olsen who has surpassed the incident limit count. I mean, I'm shocked with how many things is going on in the race. That was Alexander Radetzky that made a small mistake at the break, and he had made the contact with, I think that was Anton Ivashchenko. Oh no, sorry, that was Danny Pro. A slight contact which led to lose one position for Radetzky. He led through Aurélien Penroux. I mean, yeah. What a race. What a race. Oscar, our race leader, has managed to set the fastest lap of the race. It's 151.9. He's almost a second faster than P2. It's more than 10 seconds. It's more than 10 seconds between the drivers. Radetzky made a mistake. Unfortunately, he had braked on the curb, and yeah, he has lost quite a lot of time. Now it's battle between Penroux and Danny Pro. Ooh, bit of side-by-side action between those drivers, and it looks like that, yeah, Penroux is safely through. No! What a shame. That was a contact. I think the stewards will decide who was wrong in this situation, but yeah, unfortunately, a contact was made between Danny Pro and Aurélien Penroux. And now we're being brought back to our leaders. This is the battle for P6, I think. This is Nicolas Telitz and Albin Spets, the driver who was forced to serve a drive-through penalty for breaching the incident limit. He is now trying to recover from it. Now he's putting pressure on Nicolas, but he is still yet to overtake him. Actually, quite a good performance from Konstantin Kirchev, who has made up 8 places. Now it's Aleix who is trying to put pressure on Albin Spence. So both of the drivers, both Albin and Aleix, has served a time penalty, drive-through penalty, when they have unfortunately breached the limit of the incident points, and yeah, they're trying to recover from it. I think that would be quite a big challenge for both of them. I think Andrei Pozniakov has made a move on Simon Demore, so Simon Demore is continuing to lose positions. Yeah, it is. That's definitely a race to forget for Simone. And actually, quite an impressive run from Andrei Pozniakov. He has gained 5 positions in this race. And we are being brought back to Albin Spets, who is trying to make a move down the outside into the last corner, and now he has much better exit. Or no, it looks like he's been just almost glued to the rear bumper of Nicolas Telitz. And will he make a move into the turn one? It's much better line for Albin, yeah, and he has done it, I think. Yeah, he is safe. Has managed to overtake Nicolas even before the heartbreaking point started. And it's P8 for Albin Spets, the number 8 driver. Pozniakov has lost the place to Simon Demore. Something definitely happened to Pozniakov. He is trying to regain the position back, and he has done it successfully, I think. Yeah, I think that would be interesting to see what happened to Pozniakov, because he definitely made quite a, confident move on Simon, but suddenly he has lost places. And yeah, Pozniakov is up to P5 once again. Something happened to Aurélien Penroux. He is in pit lane. I think he's serving a drive-through or even a stop and go, or I think he's just going into the pits to retire from the race. Yeah, it looks like that he is out. Now you're seeing on your screen is Ben Geider, the driver that had a lot of action in the Consolation race, or I think in the Heat 2. We definitely saw some action from the driver, and oh, that was a spawn from Stanislav Imanyuk. He has lost his car, and he's back on the track, and right behind him is Podinares, mechanic of Hadeca Racing Team. He is on the 13th place. He has made 9th place in this race so far. We have a lot of cars actually that are off. Lots of cars, I think they have crashed, they have spun, they have a lot of stuff that went with them. But yeah, we have 8 minutes to go, sorry. It's now Javier Benguel between and Albin Spets, who are battling for P7. Oh, that was quite wide line for Javier. And I think that he will let Albin through. Yeah, he has. So Albin is right now on a run to regain everything that he has lost due to this penalty. He has almost 3 seconds gap between him and Konstantin Kirchev. Aurélien Penroux is back on the circuit. So yeah, quite a difficult race for him, but he is going to finish it. That's good. That's good. So this is going to be the battle for P3. It looks like that Alexander Spets is struggling with his wet pace. It's only a second between him and the third place of Gilles Jauny. And right behind him is Felix Fötter, who is putting lots of pressure right now on Gilles. Lots of pressure right now on him. Podinares is in the pits. I think he is out. So there we are back to P3. It's Felix Fötter versus Gilles Jauny. Gilles is defending his line. He's doing quite good here defending his line. And this is really good news for Alexander Spets, because this is the time for him to just run away. Just run away from this group. Because yeah, we're seeing that definitely there are some problems for Alexander. He is definitely struggling. And when the drivers behind him starting to battle, this is definitely the best that he can expect. Ooh, the other Spets, Albin Spets, has made a mistake. He went wide, but he managed to save his position. Yeah, lots of drivers are actually struggling to go into the first corner. Right now we have a battle between Litvinov and Simon Demore. Right in front of them is Paul Denares, who has just went out of the pits. Ooh, that was a lock-up from Matvei Litvinov. You can hear it from his engine shutting down. But Matvei managed to take his car in the track. So we are back for the battle for P8. It's Javier Benguel versus Aleix Nok. And right behind them is Nicolas Telitz. Ben Geider is in the pits. did he also breach the limit? We will take a look. I think he will have to serve a drive-through penalty. Lots of drivers actually has managed to breach the limit, unfortunately. I mean, I understand why this happened, because quite complicated cars, wet weather, and quite challenging track made lots of drivers made a mistake. And yeah, it looks like that Ben has served a drive-through penalty. He is out on the 29th position. And these are our P2, P3, and P4. Felix is still putting a lot of pressure on Gilles, and he still can't make it stick, unfortunately for him. And actually quite a good defending from Gilles. The 24 car driver is doing a lot to defend the last podium position here today. It's race, so Alexander Spets was quite wide out at the third corner. I thought that he was going to lose his car, but he managed to save it. I mean, this really shows us that Alexander is pushing a lot in this race. He is really trying all his best to continue to hold this gap with 1.5 seconds between him and the third place. Because I think he understands, as long as he is letting those two quick guys behind him, they will definitely try to pass him as fast as possible. Right now it's battle between car number 3 and car number 29. We have seen them a few laps ago, and right now they are delivering the battle once again. But still quite good defending from Javier Benguel. He is defending this position like a lion. Look the way he is closing the gap. He is not letting through Aleix at all. Oh, that was a mistake from the lapped car. That I think that was Max Engström. Look at the masterclass of defending by Javier. I mean, he is not even letting any opportunity for Aleix to go. Oh, that was the opportunity. He made a mistake, unfortunately, and he went wide. And now Aleix is trying to launch dive on the inside of this corner, and it looks like that he has made it. But right now it's much more optimal line for Javier. But no, Aleix has made it, I think. Javier tried to... Oi. They will now go side by side into the first corner. It's better exit from the number 3 driver, but still Javier will definitely try to make the move stick. Unfortunately, due to the spray, we cannot see what is going on between these two drivers, but I think that Aleix has made it. Yeah, it looks like that the number 3 driver is up to P8. And Javier Berguel is down to the 9th position, unfortunately for him, and right behind him is Nicolas Telets, who is putting a lot of pressure on him. And this is the battle for 17th place. This is Kevin Messac trying to overtake Fedor Plakos. The 907 car has made a small mistake, and yeah, he just opened the gap. Oi, that's quite an interesting way to defend, and it actually worked out for Fedor. Bravissimi, quite a good battle for the drivers who are battling their way through the P17. And right now Javier is starting to struggle. I think something definitely happened to his pace, and now he will defend for P9. He will defend from Nicolas Telets, and right behind them is Pavlo Denisenko, the driver who has suffered a lot in this race. He has spun, he had a contact with the rival, and yeah, he will try all his best to finish this race in top 10 of this first round of our Hadeca International Cup. But we'll see what will happen further. I think someone is going to the pit. It's Alex. It's Aleix. No, yes, he is in the pit lane. He also breached the limit of the incident points, and he will serve a time penalty, which makes Javier, Nicolas, and Pavlo make their way up in the top 10 with only one lap remaining, actually. very unfortunate thing for the number 3 driver. Now we have a lot of battle between P8, P9 and P10. This is quite interesting to see side by side between Telitz and Benguel. How will this end up? Denisenko need to make free wide here to make it much more interesting to watch, but still I think Benguel has made it. Yeah, I think Benguel has made it, and Telitz has lost it. Telitz unfortunately has lost the car. He has braked on the white line, and yeah, his car just went straight. And that makes Denisenko grab a 1 position, and it looks like that we are on the final corner of this race, because the 54 car, the Kwanda Junior team driver Oscar Piu, sorry if I did not pronounce your name correctly, is the winner of the first round of Hadeca International Porsche Cup. Congratulations to this driver. That was an excellent drive. 15 seconds gain from his competitor Alexander Spets, who is on the 2nd place in this race, and right behind him is Gilles Gianni, who is in the 3rd place. Felix Fötter finishes P4, and Diana Perez is making her way to the last corner, and she will finish this race at P5. Konstantin Kirchev, the Bulgarian, quite a good run for him. He will finish this race, I think, on P6. Albin Spets, unfortunately, due to the drive-through, he will finish the this race on the 7th position. And the battle between Javier Berenguel and Paulo Denisenko, how did it end up? It looks like that this is going to be side-by-side finish or photo finish, but no. Javier is P8, Pablo Denisenko finished P9, and Nicolas Telets is P10. Andrei Kuznikov has finished on 11th place, and I think, Aleix has finished P12, Simon De More is P13, Felipe Pena P14, Kostek Solvei P15, Matvei Litvinov P16, Kevin Messak P17, Fedir Plakos P18, Jose Galilea 19th place, Anton Ivashenko closes the top 20, will close the top 20 of this race, I think, but these drivers are yet to finish. Oh, that was quite a photo finish, I think, for the drivers. Or did Fedir Plakos and Matvei Litvinov serve the drive-through penalty? They're going into the pits. Oh no, sorry, I was on a rush with the. I was on the rush, and it looks like that Matvei Litvinov and Fedir Plakos, they had to serve a drive-through right on the last corner of this race. Oh, what a shame! What a shame for Fedir. What a shame for Matvei. Matvei has lost a lot of places actually in this race, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, well done to all of the drivers. They all have finished this race. I want to congratulate everybody. I want to thank everyone who has registered, who has finished this race. I want to congratulate our top 3 finishers. I mean, without you, this race would not be possible. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with the way this race has finished. I'm quite happy with the way this race went. Aleix, I mean, I will also ask you, how do you feel after this thing happened today? I mean, I think that's quite a success what we've seen so far today.
Yeah, sure, 100%. It was an incredible start for this championship. We saw a really amazing battles on the track today, really nice overtakes, and really good performance of all the drivers that joined to this first round of Hadeca International Cup. And thank you all so much for joining us today for round 1. And this is just the beginning, and we are already seeing an incredible talent and excitement. Don't forget to follow us for updates and tune in for round 2 at the Red Bull Ring on December 20th. Until then, keep racing and keep pushing the limits.
Yeah.
Guys, sorry, the driver's waiting for the interview. Thank you.
Yeah, and right now we will have an interview from our top 3 drivers, so we will move them quickly. So here are our drivers. We have Oscar, we have Gilles right here, so we will begin with Oscar. Oscar, well, congratulations on your first victory here in the Hadeca International Porsche Cup. I mean, you had quite a pace in the wet conditions. Talk us through how your race went. I mean, you had quite not that much of the action compared to the other drivers, but still, talk us through it.
Yeah, thank you, first of all. Yeah, it was a good race. We had a bit of fight with Alex at the beginning. It was like quite intense, and yeah, I mean, I know that if I had some good pace, it would be a good fight with Alex because like he's very good at fighting. And so yeah, it was a good fight. Was close. Sometimes hard avoiding paddles at the apexes and stuff like that. But like we didn't had like any dirty move. Like was good fight. And yeah, then he had the mistake, and so it was yeah he only won, and it's a bit like sad because the fight didn't last long. But obviously it was quite a relief because it was less stress after that. But yeah, it was a fun event overall. So yeah, good night. It was fun.
Once again, I mean, perfect drive, no mistakes from your side, just pure pace. That was quite impressive. We once again congratulate you, and we are definitely are waiting for you on the second round, and we are wishing to you all the best and to hear you once again on the second round of this championship.
Yeah, thank you also for the organizers because like it was like the format and everything was super fun. Like it's really good organization. So thanks to them. Learned about it like yesterday, and I don't regret signing up at all. So thanks for the organization.
Thank you so much, Oscar. And it looks like that we will move to P3 because Alexander is not here. So Gilles, I mean, you definitely had more action than Oscar. I don't remember even how much like battle you had through this race, but talk us through it. That like what you remember the most from this race. I mean, yeah, you already. I mean, you also had the contact with your teammate with Albin at the beginning of the race, and I'm sure that you did not want that to happen, but still, I mean, that was a really action-packed race. So talk us through how it went for you from your perspective.
Yeah, I mean the race was a bit tricky on the rain. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I was P3 after like the first two lap, and after like Albin lose a car, and he just took me off, so I just dropped to P5. Need to gain some position back, and yeah, finish to P3. So very happy about this result because yeah. Felix will have very strong pace all the race, and I get damaged with the contact with Albin, so it was not very easy. But finally, I made it, and very happy about that.
Yeah, once again, big congratulations to you. That was really great race from all of you today, and we are definitely wishing you all the best in the future races. And we're definitely wishing you to hear once more in this next round. So that was your top three driver. That was Gilles. Am I pronouncing your name and surname correct? It's Gilles, the name, right?
Yeah, you can say
And
that in.
and the surname Johnny.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I'm quite happy that I managed to pronounce it correctly. So yeah, that was the third place, Gilles Jani. Once again, big congratulations to him, and yeah, see you soon,
Thank you.
guys. That was our winners. That was our top three, almost top three. This is the way our first race went. On your screen, you can see the final result of our first race, with Oscar winning the race, Alexander Spets finishing the second, Gilles Jani finishing P3. And the rest you can see right at your screen. I mean, oh, we have Alex in the interview room, so I will move him up here. I'm trying to do that, but I don't understand why I can do it. Oh, now I can do it. Yes. So we have now Alexander here in our broadcast room. Alexander, I mean, very unfortunate result for you, I think, because starting from pole position and then losing it due to the mistake by your own. I don't think that you are quite happy with the result that is here, but still, we'd like to hear from you what exactly happened, and yeah, just talk us through it, please.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate race. The track had no rubber, so I mean, it was my first time ever driving this car in rain. I only had 2 laps practice in the rain before, so I only had done some dry practice in pre-Q, and that was it. But yeah, I didn't realize you can take dry lines everywhere. So, and then I had 18 liters too much in the setup. I overfueled too much, so it was just a disaster, everything for the rain. But I finished just on the limit with the incident points, so yeah, it's the first round, and I'm happy with the experience in the rain. It's good to have for the future.
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, it looks like that you're going to have a lot of battle throughout the championship. So we are looking to see you once more, and we are looking into hearing from you once again in the future round. So that was our second place winner, Alexander Spets. I will definitely congratulate you on finishing P2, but I mean, I understand how you feel, but still, yeah, good race from you, and we are looking forward to see you once again in the future races.
Thank you.
So yeah, that was definitely it. That was your top 3 drivers finishing this race, and yeah, I think on this note we can definitely finish our broadcast. I mean, for the final time, I will ask Aleix. I mean, the next races for the viewers who are still present, we will have another commentary driver, but still, while you're here, Aleix, I would like you to have one more word if you want to say something, and yeah, because I think it's quite important for you and for the Hadeca team to hear I don't know. I mean, just a bit more words.
Yeah. For us as a Hadeca Racing team, it's an honor to introduce ourselves to sim racing world. We think that it's a really interesting discipline in this motorsport world, and we are 100% sure that this it will be the first of many championships of Hadeca Racing.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I would like you to thank you, Hadeca team, to believe in sim racing, to invest in sim racing, to understand that sim racing is quite an important series in the whole of the autosport. And then I really like the way you are thinking, I like the way that you are looking into the future of the motorsport at all. So I'm quite happy to start working with you. I'm quite happy that we have managed to build a strong first championship for our community, and I'm very happy that we have managed to have that much of the drivers. I mean, 80 plus of registration. We've seen 60 drivers here today. We've seen a lot of quite known names here at this race. So I'm quite happy, and I want to thank you to all of you that about your vision on sim racing and the way that you believe in it. So yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you, Dominik. Thank you so much. It has been an honor.
So our fellow viewers who are still present, on this note, we will definitely close our broadcast here today. This was the first round of Hadeca International Porsche Cup challenge, whatever you want to call it. It was being broadcasted by Dominik Khoroshavin, one of the administrators of this series, and by Aleix Ernesto, if I'm correct, the content director of Hadeca Racing Team. This was it. We will see you guys at 12th of December on the round 2, which would be held at Red Bull Ring. See you soon, guys. Ciao.